Derek Moneyberg here. You're about to download some key money-making philosophies in your head with this next lesson. And once you do, go to moneyberg.com and let's accelerate your success even faster. Emilio says, hey Derek, I just got out of high school and I want to become financially free. I don't know if I should go to college and study physics or get a mentor to make money. I'm not exactly passionate about maths or physics, but I am really good at it. Got top grades in my high school physics class and predicted a 5 in HL maths, I don't know, the honors level math. To be fair, the course is very challenging, the exam questions, blah, 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 got it. And I'm more passionate about that life that having money can buy. More passionate about your financial future. Well, you look, man, if you don't understand math, you're going to be at a real disadvantage, you know? I love math. I love, you know, if you don't have financial literacy, that you can't read financial statements, then and you don't understand things like statistics and, you know, physics is very difficult math. So even at your age, you know, let me say it, you know, for a young man in high school that is in, you know, honors math and thinking about physics, I think that's extremely admirable. I have a lot of respect for somebody like that. And, you know, the math that you need to understand to do well in a business context, to do well in a finance context, is much less sophisticated, frankly, than physics, you know. It's like you already got the raw ingredients, man. If you're an ambitious young man, you already got the raw ingredients. My answer, by the way, is to do both. My answer is that these things are not mutually exclusive. They're not either or. Is, well, of course you're going to go to college. If you're a young man and you're in honors level classes, you know, what is a college or a university? Now, that's a place where smart people congregate. That's a place where smart people congregate to share ideas, to become even smarter, to test themselves, to argue and debate with other intelligent people, and to share their wisdom and knowledge with other, you know, wise, knowledgeable people, so you can be even more wise and even more knowledgeable by the time you leave the place, all right? And then you go back out into the workforce or out into the economy, and you go make a lot more money than people that didn't go to college. This idea that you guys can skip college and go make a lot of money, I mean, I don't want to work with you. I don't want to work with you if you think that's a great idea. So I think that's fucking stupid. I think it's the definition of stupid that, like, oh, I'm not going to go to college. All right, well, what is a college? A college is a place where smart people congregate to share wisdom and knowledge with one another so they can have even more advantages and better outcomes in their life. So, I mean, you're basically voting to be dumber and poorer than the people who did go to college. So I don't even have any assistants that didn't go to college. I don't have anybody on my team that, you know, the clients that I work with that didn't go to college, you know, they grew successful businesses, you know, and or were involved in professional sports at a high level. Professional sports and business. And most of them still went to college too, by the way. But I think it's crazy, man. You do both. It's not either or. I told them it's not either or. It's like, you know, of course you got to go get that university degree. That's what smart, a university is a place where smart people congregate. Yeah. All right? You know, there's plenty of places out here where dumb people congregate. We don't want to go there.
TikTok.
Go to a place, yeah, TikTok is a place where dumb people congregate.
That's where they go.
Right? So there's a difference, you know? There's a difference. Why did I bother to go to Ivy League school? Why did my homie Travis here bother to go to Ivy League school? Oh, that's a place where if you got a high IQ and you're motivated and ambitious, oh, that's a place where the smart people go congregate to get even smarter and to have even better social contacts and whatnot, and, you know, better knowledge, better information, you know, more clarity in life, and a degree that says that you have a certain level of accomplishment and achievement in your life. And then you go back out in the world. Now, you don't get it. You know what they didn't give me with my diploma? They didn't give me $1 million check when they handed me my diplomas. No. I got 3 college degrees. I would have got a 4th, but they never gave me $1 million check with the first 3. No. They don't give you $1 million check. That just means now that you have a certain level of education and acumen, you know, you're presumed to go out and be able to do something competent in the world. So you get that pragmatic, real world shit. I can help you with a lot of that. Mm-hmm. I can help you with the best of the academic stuff and shortcut that and boil it down. And I put it in this mentoring program for you. And any part of it you don't understand, you're going to look at my face. You're going to look at my face for hours every week. You're going to ask me. You're going to ask my guest speakers. They're multimillionaires too. You know, I'm going to bring several of my friends on.
More education is always a good idea.
Yeah.
More education is always a good idea.
And you know, you're not going to play catch up on that. you're not going to know what to do in the next month because if you didn't spend the last 34 years thinking about it, you're not going to fucking invent it for yourself magically, you know? It's just a third of a century, that's all. It's just a third of a century that I've been an entrepreneur. It's just, 22 years since I had my last job, that's all.
And it's the shortcut, that's what I'm saying. It's like you spent all this time studying this stuff, and I'm about to just come in at the right time, and he's gonna show me how to like capitalize on the investment side. And it's like, I almost feel like I'm I'm cheating the system by having you as a mentor. Because like you had to do so much. It's like I'm cheating the fucking system.
That is how you cheat the system. That is the cheat code. That is the trick.
Code.
You know, my version of the cheat code is like I went and spent 9 years in universities, and I worked with and I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, close to $1 million, just on being around mentors and social groups that I could be around the right people. So, 2 of my professors were Nobel Prize winners at University of Chicago. Several of my professors were multi-billionaires. Many of my professors were clinical professors that, they had, $100 million, a few $100 million. So, that was the cheat code that I learned is like, that's nice if you got your PhD from Harvard or some shit. That's real nice and everything. Don't that sound good? But, that don't mean, he didn't get with his degree $1 million. He didn't get $1 million with a degree, no. And I respect education. I respect academic education, but the professors that I most wanted to work with were the clinical professors that they worked in private equity, or they built a finance service or finance business, or they started a company from scratch. They were a founder or co-founder of a publicly traded company, and that's how you make hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. So I was smart enough to know even when I was young, like, oh, if I keep myself surrounded with a bunch of hundredaires or thousandaires, you ain't gonna be a multimillionaire hanging out with a bunch of thousandaires.
Chill out.
You ain't gonna be a multimillionaire hanging out with thousandaires.
Get off your mind.
So when I in my 20s, I had my first $1 million at age 29 in 4 days, which I begrudgingly grump about the 4 days, because if I could do it at 29 in 4 days, like I couldn't have done that a week sooner, so I could say 28, but I didn't. I was 29 in 4 days, and I thought to myself, if I could figure that out, like, well, I still wanted to go to graduate school. I still wanted to be around other people that made, hundreds of millions of dollars. I had one at that age. I did a lot better since then, but at that age, I had one. All right? And I wanted to go hang out with people that made hundreds of millions and billions of dollars. So that was my cheat code that, one thing it did is it put it in my head of like, oh, this is just another human. It's just a human like me. They got a couple of foibles and a couple of problems. Not pretending to be perfect, ain't got to dress up in a suit and do a clown dance, One my richest professor, I'm not going to say his name on here at the moment, but my richest professor, he was a CEO of a publicly traded company while he was teaching. He only teach one class per year. And, he's multi-billionaire. He had, a couple $1 billion. And while he was my teacher, he had a couple $1 billion. And he would show up in his favorite thing to wear, he had this sweater, he had a hole in his sweater over here. He would show up he'd have a t-shirt on, and sometimes a collared shirt, sometimes a t-shirt, but he often wore that same sweater, and it had a hole in it, a little bigger than an American quarter. And that was his uniform, that's how he didn't wake up and put on a suit to go to his fucking shenanigans, he put on his fucking sweater with a hole in it. And he'd wear like a fucking $40 watch. Now I've also seen the same man wear tuxedos and expensive watches. But, his day-to-day attire, we wear a sweater with a hole in it and a fucking Timex watch.
Sweat.
And, this guy could have anything he wanted.
Yeah.
So some of the things that you learn that are the little quirky things like that, plus just the wisdom of what are the things to focus on. It's not a guy that made billions of dollars because he gave a shit about fashion, It's a guy that made billions of dollars because he focused on the key drivers, the few key drivers that, pa, 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 pa. And then that's where performance comes from. But if I didn't put myself around that, that gave me a lot of confidence just being around other people that were very wealthy. It gave me a lot of confidence that I could do a lot better too. I could do, and even if you think you're doing good, well, I could do even better. I could do even better, a lot better, $1 million sounds like a lot of money until you're hanging out with somebody that's got $1 billion, which is 1,000 times more, and then got a few $1 billion, you're a couple $1 million. By the time I got out of grad school, I had a few $1 million, but when you're hanging out with people that had, 700 times more money than you, you're like, oh, all right, I was going to shut up and be real humble now and pay attention, So that helped me a lot, and, help you a lot, I don't know any. You know any multimillionaires that became multimillionaires hanging out with like hundredaires, hanging out with thousandaires?
Nah, they you know, nah. You become like the people you're around, you know.
Yeah, you're gonna be like the 5 people you spend the most time with, like they always say. We got one of the best investment opportunities in history. This is the best investment opportunity of our lifetime. It's better than the last recession. This is better than the last recession because things happen so quick. There's so much volatility in the market. Things happen so quick and so dramatically that, you know, even though the absolute numbers, we were down a higher percentage in the last recession, it took months to trickle down. It took months. All right? This happened so quick and so dramatically, and you had that volatility was so much that the people are very confused about prices even right now. As we sit here today, people are confused about what asset prices should be, okay? What are the asset classes really worth? You know, various commodities, oils, businesses, etc. And you know, the having the clarity that I learned from, you know, I spent 33 years thinking about business. When it's my 34th year. I made more money in the stock market. I had the most successful month financially, in terms of just financial success, just pure money. I made more money in the last month, in the last 4 or 5 weeks, than I made in any other month in my life ever, because of the stock market hysteria. Because you know, the government's caused a lot of mess in the economy. They had a lot of trouble in the economy right now because of you know, concerns of this disease, this illness, and is nothing but a blessing. Is a blessing. Is
the
a
most beautiful thing.
I'm not a religious person, but it's been a blessing of what's happened in the past month.
Couldn't have been better,
so
man.
I like stock market money. I like making money with options, calls and puts. I like making money owning equities when they go up. I like making money from call options, put options. I like getting dividends from the stocks I own. I love getting, you know, appreciation from the stocks that I own. I like shorting the market. I like using, you know, leverage to when I think things are going to go down a lot, or when I think things are going to go up a lot. I like using leveraged positions for that. I like real estate rentals. I like commercial real estate rentals. I like having residential real estate rentals. I like having. I'm thinking about all my money. I'm half a Jew. This could take a while.
You know,
this could take a while.
It's different because you Derek's smarter than me, right? And he's been as for all the financial the financial literacy. He's just, you know, he's got a degree in it from University of Chicago, right? And he's helping me get other income streams that he's helping me get to learn the stock market. I don't have a dime in the stock market, but I'll just show you. You might not want to show you. I'll just show you, man. This year to date, $650,000. You know what I'm saying? That's just one stream. Derek's gonna help me take the profits from that and move it in the other one. So you got to get one going. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about having multiple streams. Get one going. Yeah. I got one going just fine. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be you better at math than me, $2 some million this year at that rate. Yeah. It's probably gonna go up. And that's fine.
Over 2 million just at your current rate. Even at the current, you know, even when the market's gone down, you still
exactly. So I got so much extra money. They're like, I'm coming to Derek's yo, where do I invest this? Now I'm getting the other streams. To really answer your motherfucking questions, yo, but you got to get one going first. Would you agree?
That's what I'm saying about this. Is you know, I like making money 20 different ways, and I can enumerate them, and that's not theoretical. It's no, those are things that I've done in the past month. All right. All right. I collected rental income from property. All right. I made money shorting stocks. I made money buying equities that appreciated. I collected dividends from stocks. I made money selling put options. I made money buying call options. I'm trying to think of any what else. I made money in my Moneyberg mentoring program. I made a few $100,000 from that in this month so far. In my friend Owen's company, I made about $310,000 over there so far this month. You know, I found some change at the airport, which I'm not even smiling or laughing when I say it. I find some change and I pick it up because I'm half a Jew and I grew up poor.
I do this. You're the only other person I knew who did we bonded on.
I got 11 cents. I got a dime and a penny in my pocket right now that I found just since I've been in New York. Despite the corona concerns, I see some fucking dime or a nickel. Let me get that shit.
I picked it up.
Let me get that shit.
I want all the money.
So, you know, so at least 10 different ways, you know, this month, the month of April so far, at least 10 different ways of making money. So, you know, those type of questions, that's interesting, it's trivia, but, you know, the real answer is just what Brandon said, is you know, instead of worried about trivia, it's well, you know, Derek, how are you going to help me make some money? And it depends on your skill sets. It depends where you're at now. And like, you know, if you've been I can't go out here and find some bum in the park. I can't find some bum. Well, bums aren't really allowed in the park over here. I can't go to Times Square over there and find a bum in Times Square, and you know, I don't hang out with people like that, man. If you're a bum, you can be a bum by yourself. But you know, the person that I want to work with, somebody like you already cared enough about yourself. You have a history of self-love. You have a history of loving yourself enough to invest in your future. You have a history of like you believe in yourself enough that you think that your future is worth investing in. You trust yourself that if you show up on a program where there's going to be a lot of information and you're going to have to do reading, you're going to have to do exercises. This is not a leisure program. You're going to have to read a lot of shit. You're going to have to do a lot of exercises. You're going to have to report back to my team and do accountability calls because you're not going to be allowed to be on the phone with me. You're not going to be allowed to talk to me if you didn't do the homework. If you didn't do the exercises, you're not allowed to waste my time. If you ain't going to do the exercises, you're not allowed to waste my time. So there's going to be accountability calls that you have to, you know, prove to my team that you did the things that I asked you to do, and then you're allowed to come back to the next week. And then then we're going to spend a few hours talking together, all right? And then you're going to be able to do some more exercises and learn more about the topics that we talked about. And then you're going to come back the following week, and we're going to do that again and again and again for 12 weeks.
You're going to make sure that
for 12 weeks
to get the right amount of money out of it too.
If you can't, man, I don't want a client who couldn't make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't want a client to pay me 5G. If you think 5Gs is too much for your future, if you don't think your future is worth 5G, I trust your judgment. Yeah. If you don't think your life is worth 5G, if you don't think your financial future is worth the cover charge to be in this program, I trust your judgment. You know, stay where you're at. Stay poor. Stay down there. Yeah. Stay down there, man. If you don't think your financial future is worth investing in, I trust your judgment 100%. You know who else is that way? Every smart person, every beautiful woman, every smart man, they feel the exact same way. It's like, oh, dude don't think his future is worth investing in. Probably he knows something that I don't know. This video is brought to you by Moneyberg.com. I want you to go to Moneyberg.com right now to see where you can meet me live when I come to a city near you. I want you to be part of our audience. I want you to be part of our elite success programs. I want you to be part of the fun. Most importantly, I want you to ensure your success and your financial independence working with me while we travel around the world and help people live their dreams. Go to Moneyberg.com. Success is closer than you think. It's waiting for you there.